It's always a fun time getting together with Steve Days on Michigan Podcast just about every week throughout the year. It was especially a fun time this last podcast record when we discussed the State of the Union between Ohio State and Michigan, and I decided to dive into the comments section and take a look at what you had to say about my take on Ohio State and Michigan. This should be interesting. Love this show. You guys are the best. Wish this went on for hours. I do as well. Thank you so much for that. Frank Andrews 9378. Mark Rogers has a measured, respectful Buckeye bias that is tolerable for a Michigan fan's perspective. I'll try to do better. John says he's buying the book. Thank you, John. I don't have to do a shameless plug now. The link is in the description section. That's why I like Mark Rogers. No D, Sam. Good, honest, sports lover. I used to be a sports lover. Now it's just football. College football. Finally, we've got somebody who's telling the truth here. Mike G. Mark is a terrible Buckeye homer. I'm amazed he's still on the internet. Mike, fortunately for you, my days on the internet are numbered. My days are numbered. All of our days are numbered. You will not have to put up with me forever. It'll just seem like forever. Here's a stat from Mark Rogers. Give it to me. DJ Tut _CLT 5236. When Cooper was fired after the 2000 season, the series record stood at 55-35-06. Of course, I didn't know any of these things. This completely enlightens me. SKS was a full 2 decades behind. Since then, TTDS has a 16-7 advantage, although losing the last 4. Here is why no stat you tried to dig up matters to Michigan fans. 62-51-6 is the series record after the best 25-year run in your history, and you're still not with a decade of sniffing the series lead. That is why you've been forced to downplay the rivalry. Thank you for proving my point, DJ Sit, Tut, Sit. 365294783. Yes, Ohio State was a 2 full decades behind Michigan. They were down in the series by 16 years. They didn't start playing football for 2 decades. You had a lead and you're blowing it. You were up by 170 wins. Now it's down to 34. And yes, congratulations, CJD25236JJDT. Enjoy your 8-5 season. You know who doesn't have 8-5 seasons? Courtesy readings by Dom. Thank you, Woody. End of 1978 Gator Bowl made me a Michigan fan. Mark, smug smile about Woody hitting the Clemson player. The incident warrants shame, not happiness. I get it, though. As always, Ohio equals 0 class and 0 sportsmanship. Thank you for putting me in my place there, Mr. Dom's paintings. I understand that when you look up no class and no sportsmanship, certainly I am first and foremost at the top of that list. Absolutely. Thanks for watching my channel. It is clear that you do that on a regular basis. All right, for one Clemson player, his name would be Charlie Ballman. You would know from doing your research that there is something called grace and forgiveness. I do not tolerate what Woody Hayes did by any stretch of the imagination, and if you knew anything about me, you would understand that. But you, of course, take a facial expression and you blow it up to a narrative that you don't understand. That was 47 years ago. That was 47 years ago. Yes, I smirked about Woody's antics 47 years later. It's not tolerable. However, it can be forgiven. And guess what? Charlie Ballman has talked about his exchanges with Woody Hayes after the incident, that he understood, and he also has forgiven the coach. You should too. It's been 47 years. Even if it's been 47 days, forgiveness still works. And this response by Satan Shart is rather intriguing. Back to our buddy, readings by Dom. Woody's actions in the heat of the moment were appalling. We would all agree with that. But would you say they're worse than Bo protecting and enabling Dr. Robert Anderson for decades and beating his own son when he informed him he was molested by him? We won't go down that path, but it does bring to mind the adage about casting the first stone that was taught about by Jesus in the Bible. Take heed. Yes, we all do wrong. Then there was also a comment about obsession with Just for Men. I don't know. Ryan Day, hey, win national championships. I don't care what you put in your hair. It looks great. Jet black. Beautiful. All right, folks. Appreciate you being here, the voice of college football. And again, I'll be on the Michigan podcast, I'm sure, sometime during spring practice. In the meantime, lock it in here at the voice of college football, our daily show for Dom's readings and others. You are certainly welcome and encouraged and invited with all generosity to call me each and every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at the Voice of College Football.